Hello guys, welcome back to Infinite Insight Geometry, Lesson 2.5, Complement versus Supplement. Alright, let's begin. So, the only two definitions that you will learn for this lesson are complement and supplement. And if you know anything about right and straight angles, which we learned in Lesson 2.4, this should be easy. Complements are two angles that when paired, they sum up to a right angle of 90 degrees, and a supplement are two angles that when paired up with each other sums to a straight angle of 180 degrees. So let's say you have an angle of 52 degrees. Its complement would be 38 because 52 plus 38 equals 90 degrees. And the supplement of the angle of 52 degrees would be 128 degrees, because 52 plus 128 equals 180, which is a straight angle. Those are the only two definitions, but really what's really important about this topic are the two theorems that you will learn. Now, theorems, they're going to be a little bit more different than postulates, because by now we've just been given postulates. But now we're going to try and prove theorems so that we can use them later on in the course. Remember, theorems are like a shortcut for when we need to solve a problem. But first we have to make the shortcut. And this is what we're going to be doing right now. We're going to be making two shortcuts. The first one, we have angle 1 is complementary to angle 2, and angle 3 is complementary to angle 2. And we're trying to prove that angle 1 is congruent to angle 3. So pause now, try to make a 2-column proof, and see what kind of patterns can you make with these angles. I'll give you a moment. So this is the entire 2-column proof for that. As you can see, we say that angle 1 and angle 3 are both complementary to angle 2, and then we make equations out of it. The measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 sums up to 90 degrees, and we can say the same for the measure of angle 3 and the measure of angle 2. That's the definition of complementary angles. Then we can use the subtraction property of equality to move the measure of angle 2 onto the right side. And if you can see here, both equations are the same except for the left side. The right side of both equations are the same. So we can use the transitive property of equality to say that the measure of angle 1 is the measure of angle 3. And by the definition of congruence, we can say that the angle 1 and angle 3 are congruent. So if angle 1 and angle 3 are congruent because angle 1 and angle 3 are both complementary to angle 2, then we just proved the congruent complements theorem. If angle 1 is complementary to angle 2 and angle 3 is complementary to angle 2, then angle 1 is congruent to angle 3. Now, you might be asking, why do we do all this? We could just say the theorem and move on. But here's the thing. All theorems need to be proved before we can invoke them in another proof, because we need to prove every single theorem in order to be able to use it as a shortcut. Because if we didn't prove it and we use it as a shortcut, we wouldn't know that if it was true, because we never proved that it was true. So we got to prove everything first. This next theorem that we're going to talk about is just the same thing, but with supplements. As you can see, this is the entire proof. It's basically the same thing with the last time, except that we are dealing with supplements instead of complements. That means that each pair adds up to 180 instead of 90. As you can see, the measure of angle 1 is still equal to the measure of angle 3, and they are still congruent. So the congruent supplements theorem would be if angle 1 is supplementary to angle 2, and angle 3 is supplementary to angle 2, then angle 1 is congruent to angle 3. Now, this will be important for later lessons, but this is also important because we defined what theorems actually are. They are shortcuts. We use the postulates to build a foundation, and then we build the theorems upon it, so later on we can use that as a foundation for other proofs. And that'll be all for today's lesson. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. I have my email down below in the description if you have any questions, and I will see you all next time.